We're going to continue on with tonight's agenda. We have presentations that I am going to read for the record. A proclamation recognizing April 3rd through the 9th, 2022 as National Library Week in the Township of Middletown. A proclamation recognizing April 22 as National Volunteer Month in the Township of Middletown. A proclamation recognizing April 2022 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the Township of Middletown. Also, we have a proclamation recognizing April 2022 as Autism Awareness Month in the Township of Middletown, and a proclamation recognizing April 2022 as Alcohol Awareness Month in the Township of Middletown. Our next items on tonight's agenda are action items. We have a public hearing on Ordinance 2022-3336, a bond ordinance amending bond ordinance number 2021-3326, finally adopted by the Township Committee of the Township of Middletown, New Jersey on December 20th, 2021.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2020-3336? You want to talk, pal? Okay. Okay, seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel. Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. Our next public hearing is for Ordinance 2022-3337, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2021-3327, establishing fair market value for property identified as Block 865, Lot 134, generally known as Fairview Fields within the Township of Middletown, and authorizing acquisition of Block 865, Lot 134 by purchase or eminent domain for the purpose of maintaining the public recreation facilities on site.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public hearing number 2022-3337? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. At this time, we have introduction of Ordinance 2022-3338, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,400,000 for construction of a skateboard park in Kunkel Park by and for the Township of Middletown in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and is authorizing the issuance of $1,330,000 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing the part of the appropriation.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be scheduled for April 18th, 2022. With recusal noted. Our next ordinance for introduction, 2022-3339, an ordinance providing funding for various capital purposes for the Township of Middletown and appropriating $1,400,000 for such purpose.
Motion to introduce.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held April 18th, 2022. At this time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt a consent agenda for the resolutions on the agenda for tonight, which would include Resolution 22-116 through 22-123.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt consent agenda. For our next agenda meeting on April 18th, we'll have certificates of proclamations, approval of minutes, public hearing on proposed ordinances, introduction of proposed ordinance, and consent agenda. And in tonight's meeting, we have discussion items. Our first item is the 2022 Mayor's Wellness Campaign. I'd like to invite our Recreation Director, Janet Dellett, to please come forward.
I'm really short. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about was the Mayor's Wellness Campaign. We are very excited. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to wait for Rob. Still very excited. Right, I'm sorry about that. So we're very excited to bring the Mayor's Wellness Campaign back since pre-COVID. This is the mayor's pledge that Mayor Tony Perry did sign off on, which is wonderful. It's part of Sustainable Jersey, which means as long as we pledge to do a variety of programs for our community, we will also gain points for our Sustainable Jersey license or certification. And basically, I'm not going to read this for you, but it's summarizing that the mayor does pledge that he's going to do his best to work collaboratively with the Quality Institute to help our community move forward into a healthier lifestyle. So the rest of this slideshow, it's pretty brief, but at the bottom of it, you'll notice that it says middletownnj.org/wellness. So this has a list of events that we have upcoming. The first one being our Employee Health and Wellness event, which is for obviously our employees. It's free. We're running it in Croydon Hall. We're running it with Hackensack Meridian. And the benefit of this too, for when our employees do come to it, we do have some confirmed vendors that are our actual employee benefit vendors like Delta Dental, Benecard. They're going to be there so our employees can reach out to them if they have any questions. The next event that we're running, which is coming up in May, we're actually doing it on May the 4th, so it is a little Star Wars fun, is a bike rodeo. This is a youth event, so we're inviting kids grades 1st through 5th to come out. We're partnering with the Middletown Police Department. We're partnering with the Trek Store and Hackensack Meridian Health so that the kids can learn and practice and develop their skills on how to ride their bike safely through their neighborhoods. This is, needs to be very clear, it's not a learn to ride your bike. Training wheels are very much welcomed, but it's not, don't expect to get tips on how to ride your bike. The next event we're doing is for our senior center. It will be in June. We're working with the Quality Institute again for this one, and they're going to be doing Conversations of Your Life, which helps guide people in discussions with their families and healthcare providers to make often difficult decisions. So it helps them kind of be prepared for that. We are offering a free lunch, so that'll be exciting. That'll be in June. We don't have the date just yet for that. The next night, the next event too that we're running, well, the police run it. We're going to be helping out with it again for the community's National Night Out, which will be Tuesday, August 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. The locations to be determined. We're talking about after last year, we had such a huge success at Horsey Park. We thought we wanted to kind of move it around town and try to reach different neighborhoods that way. So we're not quite sure on where that will be. But again, if you go to the website, you'll be able to get all the information for that. And then the last event that we're running is our Mayor's Challenge 5K and Fun Run. It'll be Saturday, October 22nd. It says 8:30 to 11, depending upon what event. Will we obviously have a start time. There is a cost to this one, and for this year, we've decided that the proceeds will benefit the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. So we're excited to bring this back. If anyone has any questions about it.
Any questions for Janet on the Mayor's Wellness Campaign? All right, Janet, thank you. It's it's important, obviously, Sustainable Jersey points and the overall mission of the whole thing. Obviously, benefiting a great cause in the Tunnels to Towers Foundation, and looking forward to a successful run throughout the entire summer into fall. And I expect that the deputy mayor will be running in this 5K, correct?
That's the plan.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
He'll be running behind you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anything else on Mayor's Wellness Campaign? Okay. Kunkel?
So while I have your attention, I wanted to talk to briefly about the Kunkel Park skate park because I'm not sure that you've all had the opportunity to see the plans for it. Just to kind of get you guys in the neighborhood of where we're talking about. So this is Kunkel Park. You see Highway 36 and Leonardo running across the bottom of your screen. Just below that too is the Leonardville Road, where the intersection of Leonard and Leonardville meet, which is where the Board of Ed is. And then zooming in closer, that is the current skate park. Oh, sorry, roller hockey rink that we're turning into a skate park. We are working with both Spawn Ranch and Suburban Consulting Engineering. Spawn Ranch has done the design for us with members of the community to kind of, figure out what features we wanted. And these are just some renderings of the pictures of the skate park. There's a few of them from different angles. And this is an overall view of it. The other thing that's included in this besides the skate park is, so we don't want to just put a skate park right on top of the roller hockey rink and say, okay, we put in a skate park. We wanted to really beautify the area a bit. So we are looking to do improvements around the edges of it, as well as improving the current parking lot. There is a trail that connects right to the Henry Hudson, or a path that connects directly to the Henry Hudson Trail, which is in decent shape as it is. We look to open that up a little bit, work with the county and add some more signage. And then a really rough timeline. Right now, we're currently still in the design stage. The next step that we are currently working on too is working with DEP in regard to the wetlands with the creek that's running through there. We've got some wetlands that we have to kind of go over with the buffer area that's needed. Once we secure the funds, we'll be able to bid out the project. So a really approximate bid timeline. This is aggressive, but we hope that we should be able to go out to bid late June, early July, hopefully to award at the July meeting with construction to start either in August or pushing it into September. So if anyone has any questions about the skate park.
So this was really just so everybody knows, this was really a collaboration with the old roller rink that was not being utilized was in part turned into a DIY skate park that wasn't necessarily the best thing for that location, but in working with those folks that had built that skate park, we've really been able to provide them with a great location, unlike Polsh, right? Unlike Polsh, where this is right along the Henry Hudson Trail, adjacent to a park, something that we can all really be proud of, and one that will turn a lot of what is already there into this skate park. I mean, the subsurface work is very minimal. We're turning the old scoreboard into a very cool design that will be wrapped in the red brick to make a new main entrance, and really cleaning up Kunkel Park, that area of Kunkel Park, which is obviously being underutilized because it's not being utilized at all in reality, and turning it into something that has been requested, that we've heard. And I don't know, Kev, were you up here when the other one was stopped being utilized? But it's really something I think that we can all move forward with and really have a great area that can be utilized for our skateboarders and folks on scooters and all that good stuff. But okay, any questions for Janet? Okay, Janet, thank you. Good job. All right. Where am I going? Committeewoman Kratz.
I will keep mine brief and just say congratulations to our young gentlemen who are up here this evening, and I'll hold mine for this meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Committeewoman Kratz. Committeeman Clark.
I'd like to echo Committeewoman Kratz's comments about the boys basketball team. My godson was one of those young gentlemen there, and he certainly loves his sports. Number two, I'd like to congratulate St. Mary's on a successful first or inaugural St. Patrick's Day parade, even though it had to get postponed. It was a great turnout by the community, and hopefully it's something that they can build on moving forward. And then lastly, Janet, you and your team, great job, and the community at large who Some of them may or may not be here that were a part of that. It's collaborations like that that make our town awesome. So thank you.
Nothing this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, Deputy Mayor. Okay, I'll echo the comments of my colleagues. Looking forward to a great kickoff to our skate park and making that work. I'm glad that we were able to, collaborate on that, really. I mean, working together on it. It's a project that obviously doesn't come about all that often, but so it's fun when you're able to work out one that so many passionate skateboarders were out there, and it's been fun working with Spawn Ranch and everybody out there about that. So thanks guys for everything, representing the community out there. It's been great. Okay, with that being said, I'll open up for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to make a public comment, we'll move the microphone up here in just a second. We ask that you just state your name and address for the record. We ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll let you know that you have 1 minute remaining. And if you could begin to wrap up your comments. With that being said, hey, John? With that being said, any member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? My name is Frankie Stella. I'm at 111 Bruce Road. So according to a 2021 survey done by the Trevor Project surrounding LGBTQ plus youth and mental health, over 4 out of every 10 LGBTQ plus youth considered suicide in just the past year. According to the same survey, LGBTQ plus youth who had access to spaces that affirm their sexual orientation and gender identity reported lower rates of attempting suicide. Regarding these statistics, community members as well as LGBTQ plus youth should feel welcomed, accepted, and celebrated. A flag at Town Hall, the center of our community, is a perfect symbol of inclusivity. Not only are we shining a light on the LGBTQ plus community, we are bringing awareness to the importance of allyship and compassion within Middletown. To paraphrase, raising a pride flag in the month of June could actually save lives, children's lives. Over 1,100 students and families in Middletown have signed a petition to show this committee just how ready Middletown is to embrace a pride flag. We could follow in the steps of our surrounding towns that have already adopted a pride flag, such as Atlantic Highlands, Matawan, Red Bank, Asbury Park, and many more. By Middletown, the largest town in Monmouth County, flying this flag, we will set the tone for the few remaining towns and work to bring safety, awareness, and acceptance to our youth. Last year around this time, the committee was gracious enough to adopt a proclamation for Pride Month that I assisted in penning, vowing to commit to the demonstration and celebration of Pride Month. While this is a great first step for our town, it was only the first step. Project Pride has already secured funds through donation to raise a pride flag at no cost to the taxpayers at Town Hall. Please consider this not as a simple request, but as a plea by the 1,100 students and families that have signed this petition and many community members that would support raising a pride flag for the month of June. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Any other? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Sloan Timson. I live at 135 Oakland Avenue in Nabisink. I'm the proud mother of an LGBTQ plus child. As a mother, I've worked hard to make sure they have a safe and inclusive environment. This means advocating for them in school. This means making sure they can walk freely in their community without fear, just for being their authentic self. We are at a crucial point in our time where the LGBTQ plus community is having to fight for the same rights as everyone else. To feel safe, to feel heard, to feel loved, to get an education, and to be a positive member in their community. I know I'm not the only mother in Middletown that wants this for their LGBTQ plus child. I've met many mothers in our community who want the same. We are the next generation of mothers who just want to be better, who just want better for their children. We want to be able to show them that not only is diversity in our community supported, but celebrated. We do this by raising our pride flag to show not only are they supported, but loved. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Yes, sir.
Christian Richards, 52 Asbury Avenue, Atlantic Islands. I'll keep it really brief. I just wanted to thank Mayor Perry and the members of the committee and everyone involved in the Kunkel Skatepark project for your work on this. It's going to be a really positive space and an asset to Middletown. So just wanted to thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Yes, sir.
Mark Zapparowski, 38 Powell Avenue. I was here back in December talking about a storm drain runoff in my yard. And it felt like we were making some progress on it. Ted was out at the house, saw it. Susan Molzon asked for consent to go there and look at it. So I just wanted to follow up to see, you know, how we were doing. What's the time frame? Which I was basically told it's going to be pushed off another year. So I wanted to get some immediate remediation on some critical things with it that I can't go another summer with having this in the disrepair that it's in. Now, Ted obviously doesn't think it's in disrepair. I would love if one of you guys would come out and tell me if you'd let your 2-year-old children anywhere near this thing. I'm also having a problem with my homeowner's insurance with it now because they sent an inspector out just to come survey the property. And they have a problem with it also because would you build an apartment complex with a 2nd floor balcony and not put a railing on it? No, that's what this essentially is because you got a 8 to 10 foot drop off. And when you fall off of that, because you can't see it once this vegetation starts to grow.
Can I just
Yeah.
interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure.
Remind me the location again.
38 Powell Avenue?
38 Pal off of First Ave.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, and this was a storm drain?
It's a storm drain runoff. So it's piped for, there's an easement on my property for the first 90 feet, 145-foot lot
Okay,
depth,
okay,
okay? The first 90 foot, 90 by 25, there's an easement. And then after that, there's a head wall that drops off into just an open ditch.
Ted, where are we at?
But the thing is,
Go
and Ted told me that I'm supposed to, I'm responsible for securing this ditch. The only way I could secure this ditch is fill it in, which I don't think that would be productive because that's, I understand it needs stormwater. So if I'm responsible for it, the only way I know how to do it is fill it in. And number two, if the town doesn't want me to fill it in, they should have an easement on this because I have 1/3 of my property I can't use because of this drainage ditch, but yet they raised my assessment for my land, $90,000. So I'm fine if you need to kick the can down the road. I'm okay with that. We need to make some immediate, I got sinkholes in the front yard. I got a 2-year-old who if he falls in the sinkhole, then what? And you said you didn't see the sinkholes. I can show them to you, okay? Because the pipe is rotting away. It's rotten on the bottom. It's gone on the bottom. And the top is now rotting away. And as the metal keeps rotting, it's metastasizing.
So this is a pipe that extends from the street onto your property through an easement. And on top of this pipe is filled in and you have a garden there. So
Yeah, it was like that when I bought the place.
right, and exactly. And that discharges into a ditch that's like pretty much like a stream that runs through the property. Susan Molzon, the engineer from my office, and I went out there to look at this to try to resolve this and see what had to be done. We've added this to our capital plan for next year.
This is 38 Pal? I
Yes.
just want to make sure, I'm looking it up real quick.
Sure.
Go ahead. Ted.
38 Pal. So we decided that the head wall is in disrepair and it should be added to our next capital program. Now, we have a current capital program that was already awarded last month that doesn't include this project. So we put it on the list for the next one. That we're going to discuss capital hopefully in the next month or so and then move ahead for this upcoming year. What I said to you in your email wasn't that we weren't going to do anything out there. What I said was there is a head wall. At one time, historically, there was a fence along the top of that head wall to prevent anybody from falling off. Now, that head wall does discharge into a ditch that is part of just like a stream on anybody else's property, is an open channel that is out of our easement area. That is up to you to put a fence on the top of or do whatever you have to do
It's
with it.
not possible to put fence there.
Well, I'm saying that, but the outfall,
It's a 10-foot drop off. It's a straight 10-foot drop. You're walking on flat land. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at your.
Sure, you want to see the survey? I have my survey
well,
here.
the survey doesn't show any elevations. Or any
It doesn't show
topography.
it. Okay, so right here's the sewer. You can't see it because there's trees covering it.
You're talking about back
Yeah.
in this area
So
right
the
here,
pipe runs underneath here. So the
Mm-hmm.
sinkholes are all in this section. Okay?
in this garden area?
Yeah, in the garden
Okay,
behind it.
okay.
In fact, it's tough bringing a lawnmower over it because I'm afraid I'm going in it.
Okay.
Okay, then behind that fence is where I put the fence up as a preventative measure because there's a lot of neighborhood kids there. And they could go in at any minute.
Put the fence here.
I put the fence here, yeah, years ago when I first moved in,
Okay.
just to block it off because this was just a wide open ditch. It's dangerous. I'd love you to come take a look at it and tell me if you think it's safe.
I know exactly where this is.
Yeah,
obviously.
your buddy lived across the street from me for years.
That's right, that's right.
And, they have 3 kids there. There's neighborhood kids everywhere.
Okay, all right.
It's dangerous. I'm more concerned, I don't care if they fix the pipe in 10 years from now. I want the safety issues fixed. And I just don't want to find out that it's going to be, oh, it's 2023. Oh, we missed the budget for that. It's 2024. Because originally in December, they said, you got here at the right time. We can get it in for this year, which obviously is,
In the next 2 weeks, give me.
That's fine.
Sometime in the next 2 weeks to come out there.
and I want to also get a plan that the Public Works is going to keep maintaining it because it gets so bad in the summer with the water that just gets jammed up there.
Well, Ted and I will come together.
Right.
That would be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, Barb. Any other member of the public wishing to make, yeah, Bruce, come on down.
Name is Bruce Stafford, 39 Brainerd, Fort Monmouth. My question is, weeks ago, Valerie, Ted's secretary, got a hold of me and told me that the requisition was done for the repair of that valve on Wilson Avenue.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen any activity yet, so I was wondering where we stand.
And I don't remember the exact date. I think it's April 12th. They're replacing the motor on that structure, on the valve itself, to get it back to being operational again.
Okay, because it's becoming more and more dangerous with that motor running extremely hot when it is activated.
Well, we've been activating by hand mostly now because we've had the power off to it because of that, but
Well, when you activate it by hand, Bobby Kimball's been spending up to a half hour over there just cranking that thing manually. One time. We got flooded twice last week.
street
New
got flooded.
Moon, we got flooded twice.
The street.
Monmouth was totally underwater. Brainerd, there was water on both sides of the street. Monmouth was totally underwater.
I didn't receive any calls on that, but I'll say so. I believe you, sure.
We had New Moon on Friday.
So can Val give Bruce a call about the 12th if that's the case?
Right, it's the 12th, yeah, well, I'll confirm it with you. I have an email probably. I'll tell you tonight after the meeting. If you had called me, I would have just told you, but I'll find the email
Okay,
and when it's gonna be done.
all right. Who's the vendor?
I think it's Raritan Valve, I think.
You like them, Bruce?
As long as they repair it and fix it and get it working automatically so I can sleep at night, I'm fine.
I hear you.
Is the gentleman that's gonna do the calibrations on it, on the sensors, on that valve, is he gonna be there?
I don't know if it's that day or not, but once we get the motor going, we'll be able to run everything through and make sure it's cycling through.
Okay, and we're also going to double check to make sure that when that valve is closed, it's not leaking?
It's not. No, we've done that already.
Yeah, I think it's
Here's
leaking.
12, Bruce.
I've seen it closed though, and water's getting through that valve in the closed position
Recently,
recently.
from what we've seen, it's been seated properly and it's closing.
Okay, once it's working automatically, we'll know for sure.
We will.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Bruce. Any member of the public wishing to make a public statement? Seeing no other member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion, then adjourn.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino. Deputy Mayor Hybel. Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adjourn.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.